Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here. I can kind of see why people do anime reviews. They're pretty fun to do. Um, I didn't want to do a review over Attack on Titan episode 13.5. I believe that's what they're calling it. It's a recap episode. I thought it was pretty good for a recap episode. They kind of skipped a few things. I tweeted about it a little bit, but anyway, Attack on Titan, good anime. So today's review is Hunter x Hunter episode 87. Let me see. This episode, we have Gon and Killua have finally completed their training, and I like how Hunter x Hunter handles training. At some points, because I realized in Greed Island, I think that took a few episodes, but you know, 3 hours of keeping their Ren up from last episode to this episode, they're done, and I like that because I don't like long training scenes and stuff. And I believe what Biscuit's trying to do is to help them build up endurance. Because right after they get done with their 3 hours of Nin, she tells them to go out and fight Knuckle. And then every time after they complete the 3 hours of Nin, they're going to go out and fight Knuckle. I'm not sure why it's always at night, but yeah. And where's Shoot, his partner? Where's that guy at? I thought Shoot was a guy with red hair, but there's like a samurai dude in this episode too, so I'm kind of confused on who Shoot actually is. But that's my fault for not paying attention. It's probably floating around last episode, whatever. So they go out to fight Knuckle, and he has he has the pampera, I believe that's what it's called. The hairstyle kind of sticks out, and why do all the characters with this hairstyle, they seem kind of obnoxious, they seem kind of rude. We have Pinion from Gargantia, and we have Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Those are just a few examples. And he's just standing there, and he tells them, like, no matter how many times you punch me, or how hard you punch me, you can't move me from this spot. And then Gon starts powering up his punch, his special technique. And then he's like, what is that? What is this intense nin? And then he just punches him. And then, like, when they show the scene, he's been pushed, like, super far away. There's, like, marks in the ground. And, really, I think they should have gone to the NGL at that point. But it wasn't really a fair fight. He just stood there, and he didn't know where to use Koet. He was expecting Gon to punch him in the stomach. So either he blocked that, and he still got hit. He was still able to be pushed back, or something like that. And he wakes up in Gon and Killua's room. He's like, why didn't you take the towel? Like, the first thing he does, he goes in his pocket and looks for the towel. And Gon and Killua, good people. They're good people. They didn't take the towel. And then they're doing their training. Puppy's still there with them. Puppy's attached to him. There's not that much for this scene. They're eating food. I believe Palm made the food, and Knuckle says the food's good, and then I guess that kind of affects Palm because she's weird. Like, she's in love with Nove. Now it seems like she's falling for Gon, and now it also seems like she's falling for Knuckle. I don't know. Maybe she just falls in love with guys easily. And we have in the NGL we have Morel. He's smoking, there's smoke everywhere, the ants are confused. And then we have Nove, whose Nin ability is kind of confusing. He's able to open up these portals, and the ants are falling in, and then the chairman's inside this white dimension, and I'm guessing they're just killing the ants like that. I don't know what. I guess they don't really know the structure of the Chimera ants. Do they know that? Because that's information that Kite's group has, and I'm pretty sure they shared that. So I don't know. I guess they can't tell by looking at the ants, but these ants, they're not really a threat. The ones that are threats are like Colt, Chitu. All these guys have, I believe they all have Nin now. Zazan, Hagia, Neferpitu. Like, those ants are dangerous. And we have a scene inside the ant thing. I'm not sure if the queen is working on the next royal guard or she's working on the king, but she needs, like, these human meatballs, and I'm just like, the treatment of humans in the series for this arc is just so disgusting. She needs some human meatballs. And I'm like, did the pig ant make this? ah, that's so... Ah. So, Neferpitou, she's like a scientist. She's trying to revive Kite. And I thought that would just be her nin ability. Like, she could automatically make someone come back to life. But apparently, I'm not sure if she's found her nin ability yet. And she's doing some scientist stuff. And we have Colt and Peggy, talking about how the ants become arrogant. They become even worse when after they learn nin. So, the ants were already messed up. Like, a lot of them were they weren't really listening to Colt and stuff. And with the nin abilities, they probably have even more of an advantage over Colt. I'm not really sure what abilities they've come up with yet. So I believe that's most of the stuff that happened in the episode. And then we have Knuckle, Gon and Killua. They go out to fight Knuckle again. And this time it's an actual fight. This is near the end of the episode. And I thought the fight was pretty cool. I was like, because we don't normally get that much action in Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a great shonen series, but it doesn't have as many fights. It just has like an interesting story and then a few fights here and there. So I'm hoping we get more fights in the series. That's one thing I would like to see. Just keep the great story, but also add some more fights. And I was thinking that Knuckle was weak earlier in the episode because Gon was able to punch him, but he seems strong. And as I said in the last episode review, I was kind of expecting Knuckle, Shoot, Gon, and Killua all to go to the NGL. That's my prediction, because they're in the ending together. And he's able to take on Gon and Killua at the exact same time, but there are a few techniques I noticed that they aren't really using. Gon hasn't used his punch since the beginning of the episode. Killua, he's not using his assassin techniques. So I guess he could probably kill Knuckle at that point. I don't know what's up with Killua, because it seems like his techniques, his power kind of varies. Like, he has all these assassin moves that he rarely uses, and he's using more of his nin training and stuff. Because like in Greed Island, even in the Chimera Ant arc, he has like these. He can make his nails super long and just like puncture someone in the heart. And then he's learning lightning. He's not really using that. And what I said is assassin techniques, like that thing where he walks really slow. I think it's called an after image, and he kind of confuses his enemies. He hasn't used any of that, and I guess they only use that in serious fights. They're not really trying to kill Knuckle. I don't know, but he's able to defeat Gon and Killua. And then there's just like this samurai guy. He looks similar to the dude who is in the Phantom Troop, but obviously it's not him. I don't think this is Shoot. I thought Shoot was the guy with red hair. I wasn't paying that much attention in the last episode, so I don't really know who Shoot exactly is, but I don't think it's this guy, the samurai guy. I think he's trying to kill Gon and Killua, so I don't know what he has to do. Maybe he's Nove has another student. That's like the only theory I can come up with, or maybe he's a chairman student. Cause wait, no, Morel and Nove are students of the chairman, I believe, and then Morel's students are Knuckle and Shoot, and then Nove's student hit. I can't talk. The student of Nove, I had to word it differently, is Palm. So I believe the episode ended there. Pretty good episode of Hunter x Hunter. I'm hoping we can see more of the Chimera Ants. I believe the Chimera Ants are really interesting characters, and I like learning about them. And I'm wondering how they're going to kill all of them. Because maybe the chairman might have to sacrifice himself. Because he said Neferpitou is stronger than him. But anyways, good episode. One thing I left out, the ants are noticing that the groups are disappearing, and they went to Neferpitou to find out a solution with that. And then you have the chairman Morel and Nove thinking. Characters are really smart in this series. They're thinking about what the ants are going to do. They're going to combine weak and strong groups and all that stuff. Good episode of Hunter x Hunter, and I'm hoping for more because I really like this series. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry for the review. It's kind of scrambled all over the place, but Yeah. Later.